All right, Tubers, Jeff Lynn's in the garage with you Thursday, the 12th of July. Messing around with the fenders, trying to get them a little closer than they are. The passenger side fender is not bad at all. Really like that. Not much of a problem there. I think we're going to be fine over here on this side. The issues that we're having so far is going to be on the driver's side. I think this skirt's causing us a problem because when we fit the fender the first time way back, it was a lot closer than it is now. I'm going to pull this off just to see, just for a little peace of mind, and see when I tighten that skirt up in there, did it pull that fender any kind of direction? With all that bracing and all, I don't see how, but you never know. The issue is the fender's got to come up. We know that. It's bottomed out right here, and that's not a big problem. We can bring the fender up, but we can't get it high as the door is right here. So we're going to revisit the door. We did not do very much to the door. We're going to revisit the door. We may have more issues back here than we thought. And then we're going to take the skirt off and come back to the fender. So you see what's going on. We're out. We're that way toward the front tire. It's just an ugly situation for the moment. But we're gonna mess with it and see where we get with it this afternoon and see just how close we can get. And once this is all fit, once we get the fenders like we still got the hood. So man, there's a lot of stuff to take into consideration when trying to put this front clip on and get it fit right. And then you got to take it apart and scuff everything and paint it like you want it, and then try to put it back together without getting it all skin up. So it's going to be a job, and I may end up having to get a second pair of hands to help out some, but we're going to try our hand at it and see what happens, and we'll bring you along as we have a little progress. All right, tubers, Saturday the 14th. We've been working on the driver's side fender for quite a while. And we think we've made good progress on it. We've got it fitting fairly good. We've got the fender up. We've got the 2 bolts in the bottom. We got the bolt here. I don't have one here. And then we got the one on the inside. And we got the 2 in the header panel. But we don't have the skirt on, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to have a problem with that. I don't think that was the issue at all. We found a couple of little things that helped us out. Gap is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. That door has got to come forward. It's short of where it needs to be at the bottom, and it's tight back there in the back. So we know we got to come this way a little bit. That'll help us out there. This fender is pretty much all the way back. It likes about 1/8 of an inch being all the way back. It's not tightened yet, but it's pretty close to the location it's going to have to live, I think. Header panel installed and tightened down. Gaps on it looking pretty good. Obviously this is aftermarket stuff, the core and the header panel. This original part bolted right up with no problems, all 4 bolts. Like that pretty good. One thing is a little bit of an issue. I don't think it's too much. The fender has more of a blunt nose than the header panel, and you can see that. But I think that's just one of those deals where you pick your battles and go with it. Once it's all in one color and all the guts are in there, it probably won't be as noticeable. But it's noticeable on both sides. And this is a shinier finish, this E-coat, than this epoxy, which makes it a split right there, and you can definitely tell it's a little more blunt. This is a little more sharper fold, but I think I'll be all right with that once it's all put together. Have not done anything to the passenger fender. It's still right where it was, and it's in pretty good shape. I did talk to my buddy Faster Cat about closing this gap up, how how he did it or if he had a problem. Both mine are that way, and I've seen a lot of them. They open up a little up in here. I think there's a couple of different ways you can do it, and we'll visit that a little bit later on to make that look a little better. So just bringing you along for a shot of what we're up to today. And there's a shot of what we've been up to. Let me get off here and show you the whole thing. Alright, lower valence and grill next. And we'll probably stop there and take it all back apart and start figuring out what we're going to do about paint. My plan is to do the skirts, the firewall, and the upper cowl panel there. And then I'm still undecided on if I want to try to paint the car or not. I just don't know yet. I might try it. I might waste that money. Who knows? We'll see. We'll sleep on it a few more nights and make up our mind. Either way, there's a lot of body work to be done. So, a lot of body work to be done before we can spray anything. Tons of it. So, we'll bring you along when we get some more done. Alright, tubers. Saturday afternoon, the 14th still. Hanging out in the garage. I got my son out here just to help me lay this brand new AMD 2-inch hood in there. And I must say, for no more than I know about things, I really dig the way this thing fit. All we did was laid it in there and walked away. I didn't do anything, hadn't done anything. There's a couple of obvious areas of concern, but there again, you know, there's a lot of adjusting to do. We're kicked up right here. I don't think the hood's kicked up. I think the fender's down because I tightened up our 2 bolts down here. I tightened all that up, and it's actually a little bit too high. So when I kick this back down, I think that'll help me out here. But it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. Just got the hood laid in. That's all. There's nothing, no hood hinges on it. I just wanted to see how close we were with our fenders, where they're at. I just needed to take a look. Man, that's a nice looking hood. Good gracious. Absolutely killer. That kind of makes things, puts it into perspective. I wish the lower valence and grill was in there just to see, but hey, all you got to do is pull up a picture of them. You know what they're going to look like. So, yes, sir. Coming right along. All right, tubers, we got a long way to go. We'll keep at it. All right, YouTube. Jeff Lindsay in the garage with you the 20th of July on Friday afternoon. We took the hood back off after we got some measurements that we need to remember. As we make adjustments and all, we're going to be able to measure just to keep us in the ballpark. And then once everything is put on, we'll do final adjustment then. But this is just to kind of keep me in line as I make other adjustments in other areas. This door needing to come forward probably a quarter, 3/16 to a quarter of an inch to meet that rocker in the front and to close that gap there. And then we'll worry about that back there because we know the door's got to come forward. Both doors have got to come out just a little bit. I don't want them to stick out past the fender, obviously, but I want them to be a little more flush than that. The fenders are just a little proud of the door edge, not much, but a little. A lot of work to do as far as getting ready for whatever we end up doing on the inside here as far as paint. A lot of scuffing, a lot of sanding, priming, and then painting. And we're still confused, just don't know what we're going to do about paint. I want to try it, but I'm scared to death to try it. So, we'll see. Kind of the same situation, but not as bad over here. I'm thinking that we're probably okay where we're at with these gaps. We might do a little fine tuning on them, but probably won't do too much. They're not too bad. Core support, brackets, little stuff here and there that needs to be reblasted, all that stuff. And we knew we were going to have to take all this mess apart again. So we're trying to get it to where we're familiar enough with it so that when we do get it in primer or paint or whatever we decide to do, that we can put it back together without scratching it up so much and scuffing, you know. So that's kind of what we're up to today. Just getting ready for tomorrow. And we've got a lot of time. We'll probably upload this from here. It's been a while. So that's what we'll do. And we'll jump back on it in the morning. We'll start the camera rolling again then. And we'll bring you along and show you what we do. And we'll close it out right here. Upload this again, like I said. And thanks for watching the videos, of course, always. Appreciate everybody commenting on the videos, liking and all. Thanks for subscribing to the channel if you've jumped on lately. We try to get that in there when we can, and we appreciate it. Some newer subscribers have commented lately. I appreciate the comments. Always open to any advice, being the first time we've done this, and I've said that in the past also. If you've done it before and you see where I'm kind of going away from something I might need to do different, hey, just drop me a comment in there. I'll be glad to read it and take your advice if you've done it before, because I hadn't. All right, tubers, we're going to do it some more.